Most men ask for intimacy the wrong way, and it kills attraction instantly. In this video, you'll learn the Stoic, psychological shift that makes a woman feel drawn to your presence. Not your need. Stop begging. Start leading. This isn't manipulation. This is masculine clarity. How to ask a woman for intimacy, psychological trick. Stoic masculinity. The most common mistake asking from neediness. Picture this. You're with a woman you find attractive. You've shared laughs, deep conversation, maybe a little touch here and there. You feel the chemistry building. You want to take it further. You want to invite her into a deeper, more intimate connection, but just as you're about to say something, your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, your voice catches in your throat. You second-guess yourself. And when you finally speak, it sounds something like this. I mean, if you're comfortable with it. Maybe we could, only if you want to. I don't want you to think I'm pressuring you or anything, but I like you a lot. Sound familiar, this? Right here is the most common mistake men make when asking for intimacy. They ask from a place of neediness, not from grounded desire, not from self-respect, not from a calm masculine presence, but from a quiet, anxious place inside that whispers, "Please accept me, please say yes. Please don't reject me," and here's the truth. When you ask from that place, no matter how kind or respectful your words are, a woman feels it not through your words, but through your energy. She may not be able to explain it logically, but she senses the imbalance, the lack of inner authority, the self-doubt behind your desire. And that, more than anything, kills attraction. Why does this happen? Because many men were conditioned to seek permission. As boys, we were taught that in order to deserve affection, love or attention, we had to be good, be polite, be safe, never express too much desire, never make anyone uncomfortable. So what happens when that boy becomes a man? He still carries that emotional programming, and when he's in front of a woman he desires, that old conditioning kicks in. He doesn't lead, he doesn't express himself fully. He asks, hoping to be chosen, instead of offering as an equal. He becomes the emotional equivalent of a beggar. And here's the hard truth. No one is attracted to a beggar, because begging, no matter how subtle, communicates one thing. I need you to say yes, so I can feel like a man. And that's exactly what turns women off. Not your desire, but the weight of your expectation. So what does the Stoic man do instead? He doesn't beg, he doesn't plead, and he definitely doesn't seek validation. The Stoic man is rooted in himself. He understands that intimacy is not something you get from a woman. It's something you share if the desire is mutual. He doesn't frame the moment like he's asking for a favor. He frames it like an invitation. A calm, honest, no pressure invitation. And he's totally at peace whether she says yes or no. Why? Because his worth isn't riding on her answer. He doesn't need her permission to feel valuable. He's already chosen himself, and that's what makes him so attractive. Women feel the difference instantly. The mindset shift, let this sink in. Never ask like a beggar for what you can offer like a king. That's not arrogance, that's self-respect. The moment you stop chasing validation and start expressing yourself from a place of truth and calm strength, everything changes. Your voice changes, your body language shifts, You stop hesitating, you stop negotiating with your worth. And women, especially emotionally intelligent women, notice immediately they may not always say yes, but they'll always remember the way you made them feel safe. Clear-grounded and completely free from emotional pressure. A Stoic reminder. The Stoic doesn't cling to outcomes. He doesn't fear rejection, because he knows rejection doesn't define him. He doesn't attach his value to someone else's response. He simply says what is true. He honors his desire, he speaks with intention, and if she joins him in that moment, beautiful. If not, nothing is lost, because he never compromised his integrity just to be accepted. How to ask a woman for intimacy. Psychological trick, sorry. Now, a Stoic Masculinity 2. Prepare before you speak. Your mind is your battleground before you open your mouth. Before you send the text, before you lean in. You need to check in with your inner state. Because what really determines how a woman receives your invitation isn't the words you use, it's the energy behind them. And that energy is shaped long before the moment arrives. It's built or broken in the silence of your own mind. This is where the modern man fails. Not because he doesn't know what to say, but because he speaks while still at war with himself. Ask yourself, where is this coming from? Take a breath, get still, and ask yourself honestly. Am I looking for connection or validation? Do I need her to say yes to feel like a man? If she says no, will I collapse inwardly? Am I inviting her because I feel abundant or because I feel empty? These are not small questions. They're uncomfortable, but they're necessary. Because if your desire is rooted in insecurity, it will always come across as pressure, even if you don't intend it. But when your desire is rooted in truth, in clarity and self-possession, then it becomes a clean offer, not a plea, not a performance, not a hidden test. Just a man saying, this is what I desire, but I don't need you to complete me. That level of emotional maturity is rare. And women, especially high-value women, feel it instantly, the Stoic principle. Control what you can accept, what you can't. Here's what Stoicism teaches us. You cannot control what another person feels. You cannot control how they will respond. You cannot control timing, mood or outcome, but you can control the purity of your intent. The state you're in before you speak. The meaning you give to whatever answer you receive. A Stoic man knows this. The real battlefield is not out there. It's in here, so before he steps into a vulnerable moment, he doesn't try to manipulate the world. He returns to himself. He stabilizes his mind. He breathes through his fears. He grounds himself in what he can own. His presence, his truth, and his self-respect. Your nervous system speaks louder than your mouth. You might say all the right things, but if you say them with hesitation, with tension in your shoulders, with shallow breathing and darting eyes, it doesn't matter, because your nervous system is saying something else entirely. I don't feel safe in myself. Please save me, and no woman wants to carry the weight of saving you from your own insecurity. But when your breath is calm, your body is still, your voice is steady, you send a completely different signal. I'm good whether you say yes or no. I trust myself. I'm not here to impress, I'm here to share. And that, paradoxically, is what makes you deeply attractive. Because what's most seductive about a man is not how badly he wants a woman, It's how whole he is without her. The power of pre-intimacy grounding. Before any important moment, whether it's inviting her in, kissing her for the first time, or simply expressing your feelings, take a moment to ground yourself. Here's a quick process that Stoic men use. Still the body, sit or stand in silence for 30 seconds. No phone, no distractions. Breathe deep, inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4, exhale for 6. Do this 3 times, ask the inner question. What do I want from this moment? Am I acting from truth or fear? Detach from outcome, remind yourself. Her answer doesn't define me. Return to presence. Feel your feet on the ground, your body, your breath. Speak from there. Do this consistently. And you'll find that what once felt terrifying becomes simple. Not easy, but simple. Because you're not trying to win. You're just trying to be real. Stoic reflection. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke. At any moment before you speak to a woman, revoke the lies, revoke the fear that says if she doesn't want me, I'm not enough. Revoke the story that your masculinity is fragile, and replace it with this: I am whole. I desire, but I do not depend. I offer, but I do not beg. I feel, but I do not fear. That is the Stoic path, and when you walk it, not only do women feel safer with you, you feel safer with yourself. Let's be clear, this video wasn't about tricks. It wasn't about seduction tactics or manipulative strategies. It was about you reclaiming your center as a man, learning to invite intimacy from a place of strength, not scarcity. Calm, not chaos. Choice the choice, not the need. You don't have to beg to be desired. You don't have to shrink yourself to be accepted. You don't have to chase to feel worthy. A Stoic man leads with presence. He speaks with clarity. He remains unmoved by outcomes.